have now What Matters Most with your host, Heather Acker, and I have Pragith here with me, and he is a data scientist. Hello.
Hello, Heather. Glad to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you are here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, so data scientist, what is that?
Okay, so 15,000 feet definition of data science.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that there'll be some controversy in the community because we are still fixating on the definition. So what I would say is that data science is just study of data.
Okay.
So the important skills that are part of the to do data science would be a combination of business acumen,
Yes.
mathematics,
Yes.
largely including statistics and linear algebra,
Okay.
and computer programming.
Wow.
So we deal with understanding how we have to collect data, how we have to store them, and how we can analyze them. And that is the very, very high level definition of data science.
Oh my goodness, my brain just hurt. I just wish I had the skills that you do because you're just full of so much knowledge for data science.
You know
right?
what? You probably do. They say that Lord Buddha was a data scientist.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it's not a new term. It's just a new phrase for something that all of us have within us.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's fantastic. But you really love it. So
Absolutely.
that's why you're so good at it. So we're here to talk about GDG.
Yes.
So let's explain a little bit more. Before we get into the GDG side, the learning code, like you mentioned, code and algorithms and all that lovely
Yeah.
stuff. So what is code, and why is it important in our generation?
That's a great question. So coding, in my opinion, is basic literacy in this digital age.
Okay.
Whether it's adults or kids, it's very important for all of us to get exposed to at least some degree of coding experience, because it helps build character, it helps build creativity, it improves math, problem solving, and actually helps build overall confidence. Most of the times we look at coding or programming as just a computer science thing, mostly as a geeky thing, which only a certain section of the community does, but it is far from that. It's more than that. If you are a problem solver, there are chances that you are already a coder. It's just that you are probably lacking the specific language skills,
Right.
which you can improve over time.
So with language skills and coding, just to give our visual audience a little bit of knowledge on, there's not just one kind of code. How many different types are there?
There are more than what you can imagine, the number of languages there are. Just like how we have a lot of languages that we speak on a day-to-day basis, depending upon the requirement and the need of the society, more and more languages keep emerging. Some of them are as famous as like Java, C, C++. Some of the modern programming languages like Python as well, which are really taking up pace.
Yes. Wow. Now, you are a Python instructor,
Yes.
which is fantastic because I've actually attended one of your classes.
Thank you.
And I felt really smart when I left.
Thank you.
It was creation of an 8-ball and a calculator.
Yes.
So it was all coding.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually, the way you taught, or the way you were teaching us, was extremely comfortable. Because when I was thinking of data science and learning something new, it was intimidating until I was in the class with you.
Absolutely. I can totally understand where the intimidation comes from, because something when you are not familiar with something, you have to be told how easy it is, or how it needs to be customized. The learning needs to always be customized. It cannot be broadcasted just with one type of syllabus or one type of way of teaching something.
Right.
And that's where I really appreciate your feedback for the training class, and that's where I think you also took away from the class, because few things have to be taught in certain ways.
Yes.
And thankfully Python is a very easy language that everyone and anyone can get up to speed and build tangible things that they can be proud of.
Yes, which was really, really cool because we all achieved something, which was
Yes.
fantastic.
Thank you.
So now let's talk about the GDG, because that's going to be a big deal coming into the spring and our 2020 year. So
Yes.
your title is GDG
St. John Lead.
St. John Lead.
Yes.
And can you explain what GDG means and what it means to St. John?
Absolutely. So I'm a volunteer for Google Developer Group, which is shortened as GDG, for the Fredericton chapter and the newly created St. John chapter.
Okay.
And what we are doing is that it is a place where people with interests in technology
Yes.
can gather and learn about new products and new ways to learn those technologies. Now, these are meetup events held in a collaborative environment where people can feel inclusive, and it includes people from all sorts of backgrounds and diverse environment. And right now in St. John, we have an event coming up on Saturday, Saturday, February 29th.
And I'm attending that.
Thank you, yes. And it's being held at ConnectionWorks, and I
Yes.
would like to invite people from St. John and nearby area to come and attend. It's going to be free of cost,
Yes.
and food will be provided.
I love that. Now, before we allow everybody in St. John to attend, do they have to register?
Yes, they have to register. I believe the link will be put up on the screen where they can go and sign up
Yes.
for this event and the upcoming events as well, so that they can be notified accordingly.
Yes.
You have to show interest so that we know as an organizer how to budget accordingly for everything.
For food, for
For
sure.
food and,
yeah.
for food and
Yeah, so
the
everybody
logistics.
heard that. They must register or call and
Yes.
get put on the list because they
Absolutely.
could call us.
Absolutely.
No, that's fantastic. I know there's some photos I would like to share that you did allow me to take from you. So hopefully they'll put the pictures up, because this picture here is a group photo. Can you
Yes.
explain that a little bit?
Yes, this was an event that I attended last week in San Diego, California. It was a 2 days event, completely sponsored by Google. Thank you, Google. and these are the newly appointed leads of their own chapters. And this was an orientation session for all of us, where we got to know how to build, grow, and sustain our communities so that we can run fantastic events, so that all the people who join, who come, attend, and leave
Yes.
really take away something. And we, as organizers, collect valuable feedback for Google products that we can go and share it back to the Google development team so that they can improve on them.
That is
And give
that's
us-
really great. Oh, look at that lovely photo of
Yes,
you.
this is thank you. This is inside the Google office in San Diego, Google Mesa office. Just all of us were in smiles and completely blown away with the way Google had conducted the event.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
And oh, there you are.
Yes,
Pragith?
this was an event that we conducted last week in Fredericton.
Okay.
We had combined two events, HashCode 2020 and DevFest 2020.
Okay.
And we had merged them together and we had connected over there. This was a hackathon of some sort, conducted by Google, organized by Google, and as it turns out, I was sharing a table. I was also a participant, and I was sharing a table with another team, which happened to be, I guess, if I'm not wrong, which scored the third place overall in Canada.
Really?
Yes, and that's why
Wow.
I keep looking out for talent. I keep saying that the talent is in pockets in New
Yes.
Brunswick, and we just have to find them and bring them into a bigger place.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, what do you think about the St. John pool of talent right now for developers?
This is a great question again. I've been here in St. John for 1.5 years.
Yes.
And within my limited time in St. John, I have found there's a huge potential of talent in St. John and nearby areas. It's just that they are spread in pockets.
Right.
We just have to find a place or to bring all of them together so that they can network, grow, and benefit mutually from that connection.
Yes. And I really agree with you there, because when you bring people together, it's one of my things. It's like community, bring people together.
Yeah.
You can do greater things because you're balancing opportunities with skills and knowledge.
Yes.
And also potentially history of leadership in certain roles, right?
Absolutely.
So when you have all that, rather than just one person and then one person, those two, those three, those four coming together could be really amazing.
Magical.
Magical.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I would like to circle back to GDG for a minute here.
Yes.
I want to say that because I've been talking about coding and
Yes.
developing a lot, I really want to stress on a point that GDG is not only about developers. You do not need to have a programming background to attend the events.
Nice.
You can be anyone
Gamers?
with any skill level and any age of any age. There's no restriction here because this is where you find opportunities. This is where you network with people, and who knows, you may be a manager trying
Right.
to recruit someone.
That's
You
right.
may be a developer who's trying to find a job. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful community. It's all over the world. It has millions of people all over the world, and we are just witnessing the birth of the St. John chapter.
Oh, yes. No, this is fantastic. So, again, so let's really push this out there so that we have everybody in St. John that has any interest in this opportunity on Saturday. One more explanation. So, no requirements for previous knowledge
Yes, you're right.
or skill.
Yes, you're right. So it's a free event. It'll be mainly focused for 3 hours, but we can stretch a little bit if we really want to network.
Yes.
It'll be held at Connection Works. Food will be provided.
Yes.
And the main content for the event would be on a specific Google product known as Firebase.
Okay.
And I and my other co-organizer will be walking the participants across what Firebase is all about, how Firebase can help people build products really fast, prototype products really fast and deploy them, and also help businesses understand that there's a technology out there which can solve your needs.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Again, they can get on that link,
Yes.
hook into apply.
Absolutely.
And like you said, once they're on the list, they'll be on a revolving
Yes,
list.
absolutely.
And there's going to be lots more opportunities
Yes.
with this Google development group.
Yes,
right?
you're right. You're right. Please do sign up at the meetup link.
Absolutely. I think this is great. Thank you so much, Pragith. I've always said your name so many times. I do apologize.
No problem.
I will get it right one day.
Yes. You're not the first one, and you won't be the last one.
True enough. And we will
Yes.
definitely have you back.
Yes. Thank you so much.
We will see you soon.
Thank you.
And thank you again for staying tuned. I have my next guest, Tracy, coming up right after this.